Any property anywhere, how Alpus Group turns it into revenue. This is our vision, our strategy, our returns. We're going to talk it all through for you. The problem, conventional buy-to-let, why it falls short. Most investors only earn £300 to £500 per month on a £50,000 deposit house, so possibly capital value up to 200,000. Returns of 7 to 12% leave capital working far below its potential. Thus, it gives low growth, high competition, and limited capital efficiency. The reality is conventional buy-to-let investing locks capital into a narrow band of returns of £500 per month in rental income, a modest 7 to 12% annual return at best. Investors face rising mortgage costs, void periods, Renters' Rights Act, unforeseen maintenance. Capital sits largely idle, appreciating slowly, while inflation and opportunity costs quietly diminish real-world gains. The traditional model was built for a different era. Today's market demands a smarter, more dynamic approach to property investment, one that unlocks value that other investors cannot see. Conventional investing filters out 90% of properties, so most investors miss 90% of the market. Typical buy-to-let investors apply rigid filters before even viewing a property, excluding the vast majority of the available stock. By filtering on location, property type, condition, and tenure, conventional investors unknowingly lock themselves out of most lucrative opportunities. The results, fierce competition for a narrow 10% of properties, driving up prices and compressing yields. Alpus Group operates across the full market, no filters, no boundaries. So we look at all locations, not only the most desirable. We look at all property types, not only standard residential, but we look at commercial and mixed-use properties as well. Condition filters, we apply criteria to vacant or distressed or derelict properties, but we can deal with these because we can develop those properties and improve them. And tenure and use class, commercial and mixed use, we can look at all aspects of leases, complex freehold and leasehold situations, tenants in situ, we can deal with all of these. The Alpus difference, what could this property become? Think beyond the current use. Every property holds hidden potential. Location is never a barrier. Opportunity exists in every postcode. Vacant, unusual, or overlooked. That's exactly where we look. Our mindset is that where conventional investors ask, is this a good buy-to-let? Alpus Group asks a different question entirely. What could this become? This shift in mindset unlocks a vast, largely ignored segment of the UK property market. Vacant offices, disused pubs, former care homes, empty retail units, properties that others walk away from, are precisely where Alpus Group sees the greatest opportunity. By combining planning expertise, repurposing strategy, and speed of acquisition, Alpus Group transforms underutilised assets into high-yield residential or serviced accommodation, generating returns that conventional buy-to-let simply cannot match. The question is never what is it, but what could it be? Pillar one, any property anywhere. Unlike conventional investors who filter by location, condition, and type, Alpus Group imposes no such limits. We target the full spectrum of the UK property market, acquiring assets others overlook or walk away from. No filtering by postcode, no filtering by condition, no filtering by current use. This radical openness is our first and most powerful competitive advantage. It gives us access to 90% of the market that conventional investors ignore. From derelict warehouses in rural towns, vacant care homes in commuter belts, every property is a potential revenue opportunity waiting to be unlocked. So presently, we're looking for vacant offices for conversion to residential, disused pubs for conversion to residential, empty retail units and former care homes for conversion to residential, warehouses and industrial sites for potentially other uses. Pillar 2, speed of acquisition, weeks, not months, no chains, capital ready, no mortgage delays, no chain breaks, deals close fast. Motivated vendor advantage, we move when others can't. The advantage, when conventional buyers wait for months for mortgage approvals and chain completions, Alpus Group moves with capital ready. Our ability to exchange contracts in weeks, not months, gives us a decisive edge with motivated vendors. No lender delays, no chain collapses, no missed opportunities. When a vendor needs certainty and speed, Alpus Group is the buyer of choice. This competitive advantage allows us to acquire properties at strategic prices, unlocking value from the very first day of ownership. Pillar 3, repurposing for higher revenue. Change of use and planning expertise enable commercial to residential conversions to be implemented at higher return on investment. Serviced accommodation revenue, £250 to £350 per week per unit for far exceeding standard rental rates. Before and after value, uplift vacant or low yield assets transformed into high performing revenue properties. So why repurpose? Change of use is where real value is created. Alpus Group applies deep planning expertise to unlock the highest value use for every property acquired. By converting underutilised commercial assets into residential or serviced accommodation, we generate returns far beyond conventional buy-to-let. Commercial to residential conversions typically deliver a 30 to 50% uplift in capital value, while serviced accommodation units generate £250 to £330 per week per unit, multiples above standard rental yields. This is not speculation, it is structured, strategic value creation through planning knowledge and execution speed. Value creation examples. Commercial property, typical 4 to 6% yield growth, limited tenant demand and void periods, capital growth slow or stagnant, single use, restricted repurposing options. Repurposed residential to higher yield, repurposing unlocks dramatically higher returns. A commercial to residential conversion typically delivers a 30 to 50% uplift in capital value upon completion. Serviced accommodation units generate £250 to £330 per week per unit, far exceeding standard buy-to-let income. Residential yields post-conversion 10 to 18% net versus 4 to 6% for unchanged commercial stock. Alpus Group targets properties where change of use planning approval transforms both income potential and asset value, creating wealth that conventional investors never access. Our case study is Belmont House, former nursing home, closed in 2022, now primed for transformation. We submitted a pre-planning application to convert into 13 one-bedroom units. That's 8 one-bedroom flats and 5 one-bedroom bungalows. The building has been empty for several years, so it's ripe for repurposing. At the moment, it's just sitting there deteriorating. Belmont House on Love Lane, Cornwall, represents exactly the kind of opportunity Alpus Group was made to seize. A substantial former nursing home, 12,120 square feet across a 0.56 acre site. The property closed its doors in 2022, leaving a significant asset dormant and undervalued. With 32 bedrooms, generous communal spaces and motivated vendor eager for a swift, clean transaction, Belmont House is a textbook Alpus acquisition, any property, anywhere, unlocking hidden value through speed and repurpose expertise. The case study walks through the acquisition rationale, the proposed change of use from C2 care to C3 residential, and the projected uplift in both capital value and rental income that this transformation delivers. These are the details of Belmont House. It's originally a C2 residential care home, and it's converting into C3B residential for specialised supported housing use. This is a higher value than normal, and we do this because we've got a letter of support from the Specialised Housing Commissioner in Bodmin, and we have a care provider lined up for a 15-year full repairing and insuring lease on the property. So the advantage where Belmont House is that this repurposing was carried out for specialised supported housing, which is a higher value conversion than normal. So we get the benefit of a 15-year full repairing and insuring lease at £330 per week per unit. So that's £220,000 per annum revenue, and this increases at the cost of living index every year. The transformation is essentially from commercial to residential, with the benefit of the full repairing and insuring lease, making it a secure revenue earning asset for the next 15 years. And then there's a 5-year option to extend the lease at the same terms. Of course, the £220,000 revenue is increased by up to 4% per annum. Cost of living, retail price index tracking, and so the revenue will be higher at the completion of the lease, and so will the capital value be higher because we've got capital appreciation over the 15-year term of the lease. The results are significant uplift in capital value, significant increase in revenue, and creating optimum value from what is effectively a derelict asset. So this is the Alpus approach. Any property, anywhere, no filtering for type, condition, or location. Leverage speed of acquisition, weeks, not months, and planning and repurposing expertise. If you would like to explore possibilities for any property that you own or you know of, then don't hesitate to reach out to me. That's Alan on 07539 141257 from outside the UK. That's +44 7539 141257. You can schedule a call with me at calendly.com/AlanJE, or you can drop me an email at alan@alpusgroup.com. Don't forget to like and comment on our video and subscribe to our channel, and watch out for new investment opportunities.